Hey there folks and welcome to this video. I do pre-season predictions before different championships on this channel, and I've done well in previous editions. My WRC one last year was one of my better ones, so I'm going to see if I could do any better this time around. 26 predictions, 26 different ideas for WRC in 2026. Starting off, I reckon there will be at least 6 different event winners. That's what we had last year. And I do believe, like there was last year, there'll be at least one new event winner. Last year, I doubled down and also said the Formo might win an event. It could be Formo, it could be Kantojo, it could be Pyre. Last year, I also said it could be somebody that I haven't even begun to think of. And it turned out it was Oliver Solberg. I believe that a Rally 2 will beat a Rally 1 on 10 events at least. There are 14 this time around. I believe it was 11 events last year. I also, for my fourth one, think that at least 2 regular manufacturer Rally 1 entrants will not score a podium. What I mean by that is people who have been announced to have a part-time or full-time campaign as of right now. So Greg Munster, for example, is only announced to do the Monty. He is entered for manufacturer points at the Monty, but he's only announced for the Monty so far. So what I mean is, for instance, Padden, Sordo and Lappy. Or any of the full-timers. Next up, number 7 is my start of my championship predictions. I reckon we'll have a new world champion. Now, I'm going to say what I did last time I did this. New world champion does not necessarily mean new world champion driver. It could be, for instance, that Seb Ogier wins the title, changes co-drivers partway through the season, and Scott Martin ends up being the co-drivers world champion. I think that Hyundai and Toyota will split the championships. I'm going double or nothing with this again this year. I got it right in 24, got it wrong badly in 25. 26, I think that I'll get it right again. I also think Lancia will win a Rally 2 title. Now, which one that is, whether it's teams or the individual drivers or co-drivers, I don't know. But I reckon that they will win one of them. I also think JWRC will be won by a returning driver. Technically, it was last year. My prediction last year was that it wouldn't be somebody who'd won a JWRC event before. Emilia Hansen had won one. It was also the only start that Emilia Hansen had done in JWRC. I also think JWRC and WRC3 will be won by different drivers. And I also think that WRC2 will not be won by a challenger entrant. So that means that I reckon it will be the likes of, say, Nikolai Gryasin, Johan Rosell, so the Lanciers. It could be Gus Greensmith. Challengers are ones who I think haven't finished in the top 3 in the championship before or won a WRC2 event. So it'll be interesting to see who could do that. My next 6 are for changes. These are drivers and events for 2027. I reckon that neither Argentina or GB will return. I also reckon that Islas Canarias won't return. I think that's pretty much all been confirmed already, though. I think there'll be one new event in 2027. So that could be a new look Rally Ireland. But I reckon it's more likely to be something like the United States one that's been rumoured in Tennessee for a couple of years now. I think Project Rally 1, the new project for WRC 27, will not sign a current full-time driver. If they sign a current driver, it won't be one of the full-timers, so it could even be someone like Sordo gets the call-up, for example. Though, he's been very well bedded in with Hyundai at this point, so I'd be interested to see if it was anybody like that. I reckon at least one Rally 2 manufacturer will enter as a team for 2027. Lancia is probably the safest bet. They think they're not going to do a WRC 27 car because they've just got a Rally 2 car out. But I also think that M Sport will announce a 2027 WRC 27 program. They're saying they won't because it's too late doors. But I wouldn't rule it out, especially if they get manufacturer involvement from Ford or, as has been rumoured for a while now, somebody like Lincoln Co. M Sport have rubbished these rumours, but they are still floating around. Now I'm going to wrap up with 8 wildcard predictions. I reckon that Ogier or Neuville will win Monte Carlo. Funnily enough, the person who's broken that streak most recently is Loeb in 22. I think before that, it's Loeb in 2013. And 2012 as well. pretty much, except for Loeb, ever since the Monty returned to the WRC calendar in the 1.6 litre era, it has been Ogier or Neuville who has won. I reckon Oitak will make an appearance in Estonia. I don't think he's necessarily going to compete, but I think he'll show up. I do not think that Carlo Ropera will make an appearance at the WRC round this year. So if he rocks up with the service park, that one's already written off. I reckon that could actually be written off as soon as we see Casino Square. I reckon 2 Rally 1 cars will collide. Now, is that going to be like a failed overtake like we've seen before in the past? I don't think so. But I reckon that it could just be one of them goes off at the same corner as another one. We've seen that happen a few times before in the WRC, especially in the top class. Even at Monty. I reckon that the ERC champion will not make a full set of WRC2 entries, so that means the full 7. They may do 6 events and have a full points haul, but they won't do their 7 events with their drop round. I also believe the WRC's new promoter will not be announced before Rally Finland. If, again, that happens before the start ramp in Monte Carlo, that's an easy one to have wiped out. A sad one for me will be that Rally TV will be discontinued and may go over to another streaming platform altogether. And I think at least one world champion will announce their retirement. Will it be a driver? Will it be a co-driver? Will it be a team principal? Anyways, folks, that's that for this video. As always, thank you so much for watching and joining. I'm looking forward to seeing how these turn out over the course of 2026. We'll probably check in around Rally Finland and then check in again at the end of all of these predictions. Alright, till next time, folks. Bye for now.